Hey guys, how y'all doing? Happy Friday. So, what to do with these cutaway locks after you master them? So, it took me a while to get good at these, but now I can pick these pretty quick. This is the serrated version, and all right, I'm just going to use the short hook. Reset that. Hmm. Yeah. Of course, it doesn't want to pick once the camera is rolling. Yeah, I didn't have many locks to begin with, and I just kind of remembered all the binding orders for each of these. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and it basically opens. I just remember that 2 has quite a few clicks. Oh, I know why. This thing's not seated all the way at the bottom. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something's overset. Oh, here's another tip. So I've noticed my branches, sometimes if I don't put them all the way in, and you put it like at an angle like this, once you get to the farther pins, you lose a lot of picking area, and you're not picking perfectly parallel with the bottom of the keyway. So make sure it's seated all the way at the bottom. Pushing it flush against the face of the plug helps too. Reset. Yeah, like when you reset, it kind of sometimes it'll mess up. So just be wary of that. All right, that feels set. Boom, boom. Should be it. Sometimes I gotta set one. Oh, something dropped. All right, there we go. That took a little bit longer than I thought. But I'm going to repin these to make brand new locks. Uh, these disassemble like any other locks. If you look at the back, you can just remove this cap and you can push the core out like any regular lock. Unless you're a serious lock sporter or a locksmith, odds are you don't own a pinning kit. Pinning kits are really expensive. Like the cheapest ones I found online were like $70, and they can go all the way up to $150 or more. You can get just a set of security pins for pretty cheap, but that only allows you to increase the difficulty to pick. You will not be able to rekey your lock. The nice folks at Sparrow sells a reload kit for $16, and that has a huge assortment of security pins, and it includes 4 keys uh, with the key pins that go with each key, and they all have drastically different cuts. Like I think there's a low, high, low, then a high, low, high, and then there's one designed for raking. And they also include a 6-pin key, which is really nice. Adding a pin really increases the difficulty in picking a lock. If you have any of the Sparrows practice locks, either the cutaways like this, or the progressive lock kits, or even the older versions of the practice locks, they're all actually 6-pin cores. So I don't have a pinning kit either, or the reload kit. What I'm going to do is just switch the driver pins around, and that'll be good enough. If I did the math right, I believe you can do 60 different variations if you have the night school kit, or these 3 locks right here, because I think it's just 5 times 4 times 3. I don't know. I haven't done permutations in a while. I know some companies might use like 4 spools and 1 standard pin to throw people off. So just add, not having the same type of pins, increases the variations. So I've been stuck on this 1100 for the longest time, and I'm going to try to mimic this lock. If you saw my video reassembling the 1100 without a follower, I've already gutted this, and I know the inside of this pin goes spool, serrated, spool, serrated, spool. It's not going to be a perfect fit, but maybe with the window I can see what I'm doing wrong. And then I'm going to go find, because I have the key, I'm going to find which key actually has similar bidding, because I'm going to try to get as close as possible. So if I look, the bottom one, this one probably isn't that far off. Goes high, then low, then the middle 4th pin raises up a little bit before going back down on the 5th. So I believe that's my serrated chamber. Yeah. And then I know it's not going to be perfect, because the American 1100, the key pins, they all have serrations too. I think there's 2 cuts on each of them. So let's get some stuff out of the way. So I got the resin follower. It was $2 from the Sparrows website. It's real handy because you can just shove this in and just turn it lefty loosey. All right. Cap falls off. There's a pin, and then there's also a spring in there. You don't have to use this fancy tool. You can just push the pin down with a pick or something, and just spin it with the thumb. But as you can see, the tool definitely makes it much easier. Be careful taking this off because this pin will fly out. And I don't have an extra one. Put that down there. Put that pin down there. And drop the spring. So right now, it's fine. The plug won't fall out because both these locks are locked. So grab the key, turn it to like 2 or 3 o'clock, and be sure you have one of these sides on the top. So you push it in like this way, those pins will fall in between that crack, and you don't want that. And then when you're pushing this out, use your index or middle finger to catch the key pins. Just push it straight through. And make sure you push out at least like an inch away, because it would suck if this thing slipped and fell out. So actually, I'm just gonna leave the core just as is because I'm not gonna do anything with the core. But I'm gonna start gutting this lock. You can do it neatly just by going one at a time and catching them. But I'm repinning the whole thing, so you can just dump this all out technically. But I'll do it a little neatly for you guys. I guess I can just drop that last one. Boom. All right, there's all my serrated. Okay, spring. I'm gonna leave my springs in there. And then onto my second one. I'm gonna put that to the side. Same thing, turn it to like 2 or 3 o'clock. And then make sure you have one of these sides on the top. Push it out. Okay. Upside down. Or just take the last one out. 5. Oh yeah, one thing about the Sparrows serrated spool pins. I don't know how well you can see, but all of them have like a thin side and a thick side. So I'm sure depending like which way you orient it in the Bible, I'm sure that will change up the feel of the pick, because it's quite a bit of difference, you know. See, the bottom's much thicker than the top right there. All right, so let's do let's mimic the 1100 first. So it's this one. So serrated spool, serrated spool, serrated spool. When installing serrated pins, make sure the serrations are facing the bottom, like towards the key pins. Okay. Put my follower back in. I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but make sure you put this in the fifth pin. 1, 2, 5. All right. I'll show you once I get to like the second pin. It's a little easier to see. So spool. Let's see. I'm gonna put thin side down. All right. And the 2. I'll try to hold this in the. Dang, that's dark. Let's see. Grab a flashlight. I don't know how well you can see, but there you go. I'm on the second one now. No, that's not going to work. Sorry. Let's try to hold it under the light. So you just put the pin down, and then with the follower, push in so it catches. Once it catches, push it down, and then go all the way through. Pull, spin, serrated. I think you can see this first one real easy. Put it down, push it up against the wall, and push it in. And then push the follower all the way through. So this is the key I wanted. All right, it's time to reassemble this lock. So same deal. Push this in at like 2 o'clock, and make sure you don't have the gap facing the Bible, because you don't want any space in between the core and the plug follower. Then boom, just push it all the way in. I like to put it in the lock position again and pull with my fingertip, push against the face of the plug, and then pull it out. Now you're locked. Yeah, can't pick that up with these tweezers. Throw this. Oh man, 20 minutes. And then when you're putting the cap, I don't know what this is called, retaining pin, make sure the knob is facing up. Okay. Boom. Set that down. Oops. And just start screwing it in. Turn it all the way tight and then back off like about half a turn. And make sure it clicks. All right, double check, push this lock in. All right, it works. See that? It's a little hard to pull out. I think it's not tight enough. So I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna tighten this up just a couple bits. All right, pulls out much better because when it's too loose, you're actually pulling out the entire core. So, boom. All right, I'm gonna do the other one real quick because I know this video is running a little long. Let's see. I'm going to put spools in 5 and 3. I'm going to do it like that. Spool, spool, serrated, spool, serrated. Just to get some variation going. Boom. There we go. You can see that. Now it's a crappy angle. My light's like right there. Oh yeah, and this is also another tip. When you're putting pins in, using this channel is actually pretty good, pretty helpful. But just remember, when you're pulling this follower in and out, remember to rotate it back. Oh yeah, as you can see, is indeed a 6 pin core. All right, same deal. Lock. So check it out. If you tighten this too much, it doesn't rotate freely. It's very grindy right now. So that's why back it up like a quarter turn. And you got buttery smooth operation. All right, so there you go. You can get some extra use out of your Sparrows cutaway locks. That's all I got for you. As always, never pick a lock that you don't own or have explicit permission to pick, and never pick a lock in use. Thank you. Have a good weekend.